Steve Jules Radio Show.
I hope we're all going well. Just got back from a bike ride. Thought I'd go for an afternoon bike ride today, so that's what it did. Yeah, I did that, and yeah, it just feels great to get moving. It really does, yeah. Anyway, a great game last night. Sydney Thunder played very well. Sam Constas did a great opening of the battings yesterday at NG Stadium against the Perth Scorchers. That was a good game, very entertaining, and yeah, seeing the improvement of the Sydney Thunder side is amazing. Like last week's game got washed out, and that sucked. Yeah, you travel all the way to Olympic Park, and then the match is abandoned. God, I hate that. No, but that happens, mate. That's cricket. At least the game went ahead yesterday. The weather was good, so it was like, fingers crossed, the weather's got to be perfect tonight. Because yeah, that's the thing we need to. Yeah, we need some good cricket weather. It sucks when it rains. No, it's good to see the Sydney Thunder have improved. Sam Constas, I think he's been called to the test side to tour Sri Lanka. There's talks of Steve Smith as well being the captain for the Australian cricket team when they tour Sri Lanka. So, yeah, it'd be good to see Steve Smith captaining again like he used to. Like I said, I like to see Steve Smith in the attack more. I would also like to have Glenn Maxwell in the test side. I think Glenn Maxwell would be a good test cricketer. Even if he was batting down the order, I would actually have Glenn Maxwell in my test side. Because, yeah, he's a good all-rounder for the team. We've seen him in the ODIs and the one day and the 2020s. So if he can play in very good one-day cricket, I'm sure he can play good test cricket, and he's proved himself in the past. That's yeah, I would actually have Glenn Maxwell in my side. That's up to the Australian cricket team selectors to decide on that stuff. Because I'm not the selector. That's up to the team and the coach and the selectors. But anyway, Mark Zuckerberg as well. As you know, I've spoken a lot about him on this podcast and my thoughts about Meta's platform and censorship that's happened with Joe Biden and left-wing politics as well, influencing social media companies because they don't want to support freedom of speech as well. We know for a fact that back in the pandemic, people were wanting to talk about COVID vaccines on their Facebook or pages. Meta's also placed restrictions on topics such as immigration and gender identity during a crackdown at the time, quote Sky News Australia. Yeah, it's quite obvious the evidence is there, and you got to understand, I was saying it for quite a while about cancel culture. I was talking a lot about this stuff and did research myself, have experienced shadow banning on social media. So when your views don't align with the platform, they shadow ban you. Happens to a lot of content creators out there as well. Conservatives too, who need to be able to create content, have constantly had to put up with this bullshit. And I'm really getting to the. I'm really over it. Okay. Donald Trump, as we know, has Truth Social, so I'm actually quite happy to be on Truth. Getter, there's Gab Social out there, free speech, but why was it that Mark Zuckerberg and all this TikTok stuff never wanted to support your free speech? Instead, they want to hide the truth from you. Same as YouTube as well, has been doing it for quite a long time, influencing presidential elections. Dr. Phil spoken on cancel culture. And yeah, people have lost their jobs over cancel culture as well. I mean, we do have a right to know what happened in the Wuhan laboratory in China in the origins of coronavirus, because definitely we know for a fact that in these laboratories, okay, guys, they are mutating infectious diseases. They're experimenting with infectious diseases, quite possibly experimenting on bats in there, but somehow someone, probably on purpose, just let it go. And so it's quite possible Dr. Fauci maybe had something to do with it, not accusing anyone. I do believe that there needs to be an investigation into the Wuhan laboratory in China. I do believe that there needs to be a royal commission into COVID-19, because I've had it basically I've had it twice and quite bad, and it's horrible. So I'm currently up to date with all my booster shots. So I'm quite happy to share my experience with the virus and what it's done, because yes, it is a real virus. Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I quite highly support vaccines, but the problem with this was I could see it from day one, and I think we'll be talking about coronavirus probably for the rest of our lives, guys. I saw this becoming a business with AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna. I think Vladimir Putin, Russia created their own vaccine. So it all became a business. But the problem is, it's like, in my experience, getting the shots, I just feel like shit. Yeah, I had a telehealth consultation with the nurse. I said, I just don't feel well. Why? Why is it every time I have to get a booster, I feel like shit. So, but we do know for a fact that Pfizer's, I think, the best of the best. And they're always constantly going to improve it with different variants. So if you can, stay up to date with your vaccine for COVID. You don't have to if you don't want to. I do, because as you know, I have very low immunity. I don't know, every time I get a flu, cold, I get it very bad. So I'm someone that, needs to get my vaccines. But people should have a right on Facebook at the time of 2020 to be talking about immigration problems, vaccine problems, COVID problems, political problems, free speech. But at the time of 2020, if you were a Donald Trump supporter, a lot of right-wing media companies who support Donald Trump were facing the cancel culture. CNN was the biggest, CNN, MSNBC, the BBC. I just get fed up. Like, I do my show. Look, my podcast, I don't use a script or anything. I just say what needs to be said. I try to just be straight up and honest with you guys. That's the beauty about what I do. I'm not under any networks. I'm independent. But we look at the voice referendum as well, the cost of the taxpayers' money in Australia, censorship. So if you're against it, you're cancelled. And I'm just getting sick and tired of hearing about fact checkers and all this stuff. Mark Zuckerberg was really, truly honest about free speech. He would have done it from day one. How come left-wing politicians want to start pressuring social media companies into their beliefs and ideologies, and content creators who support the Republican Party or the Liberal Party, shadow banned? I know this is the most frustrating thing that we can have. But look, guys, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg. Like I said, X is so much better now than Twitter was since Elon Musk owns it. It's really, really great. It's awesome. I know TikTok, the Australian government, I think they're banning it, which is good because, again, it's a Chinese social media company and probably spying on people. It's all data harvesting. You got things like Temu, all this online shopping, again, Chinese company. But to me, you might think, oh, yeah, I'm getting a bargain, but really it's all personal data and personal information that they're taking. So there's always a catch to this stuff as well. I've spoken, and I will keep talking about these issues on this show because they need to be addressed and spoken about. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg can go on Joe Rogan and say what he wants. There's been ex-Facebook employees, Meta employees speak out about how things are controlled over there. So, again, if you're not happy with a social media, find another one. Because I think that these issues, we got to fix it up. Okay, we've got to fix it up. I still keep hearing about synagogues as well getting burned down with graffiti and swastikas. People are just plain evil to be doing this stuff on a synagogue. This is what, quote, the New South Wales Police Force takes hate crime seriously and encourages anyone who is in the victim of a hate crime or witness a hate crime to report the matter, quote, Sky News Australia. Quote, yeah, exactly, because how did a Western world get to this point of graffitiing swastikas? I mean, this is just plain. I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening. Okay. People want to go to this extent of anti-Semitism in Australia. I'm shocked. Really, I'm shocked. And, graffitiing, free Palestine on the wall on a synagogue. I mean, come on, guys. Seriously? This is just plain wrong. So I don't know what caused the rise of anti-Semitism in Australia. How come? You got Holocaust survivors as well who, definitely dealing with a lot of trauma, years and years of trauma, and to put up with this stuff is just plain evil. But this is what's going on in New South Wales, Australia. Yeah, it's whenever I read about this stuff, I just get really, it's not good, not good at all. It's not good. As we know about the fires that's going on in Los Angeles with unpredictable wind speeds as well, definitely fires is very unpredictable, 100-mile-an-hour wind. Like I said in the previous episode, celebrities losing their houses around there. Okay. And there's evacuation orders around Los Angeles. But this is where the political problem starts to begin about water and all this stuff. Mexico, Canada are sending firefighters. But does the city of Los Angeles have enough water supplies to basically deal with a natural disaster like this? Apparently, there's not enough fire hydrants. So definitely, so how come, there's an investigation into the water supplies, okay? So, this is where all politics gets involved and it gets very messy politically. Karen Bass, the Democrat mayor for Los Angeles, okay. Quote, when the fires broke out, she was on holiday in Africa, in Ghana to be precise, and several days after the disaster began, she made her way home, quote, Sky News Australia, quote. Isn't that so similar to when ScoMo went away for holidays and then we had the fires and then remember the 2019, 2020 bushfires and then came back and tried to fix it, but yet Albo was always playing the blame game, the Labor government as well. I was a volunteer firefighter at that time, so I just got I get sick and tired of hearing all the politics involved. The Liberals blaming the Labor blaming the Liberals, Democrats blame Republican blame Democrats. Okay. And yet all they want to do is worry about climate change, and you look at airfares, going up in price because they want to get a net zero flight tax in the UK. I mean, come on. Seriously? And then you got Los Angeles as well. It's been let down by the government. The mayor have let the state of Los Angeles down. It's yeah. They want to blame it on climate change. Again, always an excuse for climate change. But until you start doing your research, you're saying it, and then you start looking at this is a bunch of crap that we're being told. So it's quite sad when a natural disaster will happen, and they do happen. But yeah, hopefully things do get better in Los Angeles. Okay. All we can do is just have hope that things improve. James Woods, actor James Wood, he's lost his home in the Palisades fire. Yeah, when you look at Sarah Foster, quote, actress Sarah Foster also took to X to lament how Los Angeles residents pay exorbitant taxes, but the state was still completely unprepared to take on such massive wildfires. Quote, Sky News Australia. Quote, our fire hydrants were empty. Our vegetation was overgrown, brush not cleared. Our reservoirs were emptied by our governor because tribal leaders wanted to save fish. Our fire department budget was cut by our mayor, but thank God drug addicts are getting their drug kicks. Quote, she wrote, quote. Sky News Australia. Yeah, I don't understand it. Like cutting back on the fire department, defunding the fire department. It's gonna take a lot of fixing for Donald Trump to fix these problems because this is the destruction that the left have caused. Now, it's quite possible too with these fires in Los Angeles of arson attack as well. So that could be too. People are looting the place. Okay. These fires have claimed lives, they've destroyed homes, and massive, evacuation orders have happened. Okay. Yeah, it's just quite sad and devastating that it's getting to the point people are looting over there. Yeah, and the death toll is sadly to rise as well. Yeah, and we have the right to ask these questions as to how come there's problems with fire hydrants. Okay. and things are just not getting done properly. As with the Donald Trump trial, he's not going to be sent to prison. He's not going to receive any fines or anything about the hush money trial that is paid to the porn star Stormy Daniels. Justice Juan Merchan sentenced Trump to unconditional discharge, which means the incoming president will still be convicted of the crimes and found guilty, but no penalties will be leveled against him, quote quote Sky News Australia. Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I saw it coming, the fall of the Democrat Party this year, when Kamala Harris took over from Joe Biden, because Joe Biden was not suitable. We know the crimes Hunter Biden did with the laptop and all that stuff. Yeah, that's politics these days, especially in America. Jimmy Carter as well. He has passed away. Yeah, there was a funeral recently for Jimmy Carter. Yeah. So that's what happened. So yeah. I've been researching this week about basically gene. Have you guys heard of gene editing technology? This could have very bad consequences on society. Okay. Australia is apparently unleashing gene editing technology, agriculture, medicine, biology, horses to humans. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't trust anything what Bill Gates says. But were the movies right all along? But you look at what AI, how far AI has come. And here's a question: are we getting to the point where we can start playing God? Okay. With gene editing. That's a question I'm going to ask you guys on this show. Here's the problem with medical classrooms, okay? Climate change. How the hell is this stuff getting involved in medical classrooms, in lectures? The Australian Medical Association's push to shoehorn climate change into medical education is not only misguided but dangerous for Australian patients, quote Sky News Australia. Yeah, how the hell are we getting to the point where you want to put climate change into medical students' brains and add that to a curriculum? I don't get that. Doctors are there to save lives, not get involved in politics. Okay. Um, we've seen how much COVID has put stress on the medical system in Australia. So why they want to get involved in climate change in medical, all right, and do this stuff? That to me is just I don't. I'm getting fed up with this stuff, guys. Seriously. Okay. Um, I feel that it's to the point where if it were okay, if all they want to talk to medical students about is climate change and put it into medical textbooks, what the hell is going on? What is going on? Okay. I I told you the whole world's gone to shit. Okay. Things are just not good out there at the moment. When the economy's down, things just go to shit. Okay. Now the US military is concerned about a Chinese battery giant that has military links. Yeah. Former Labor MP Michael Danby has reacted to the US blacklisting Chinese battery giant Contemporary Amperex Technology CATL over Chinese military links, quote Sky News Australia. But apparently, quote, these batteries are used in electric vehicles here in Australia, Mr. Danby said. Yeah, is it getting to the point where Chinese companies, cars, whatever, are spying on us? Having little listening devices in car batteries hidden somewhere starts to worry me when you start reading about this stuff. We've known for a fact TikTok is data harvesting people's personal data as well. So I just I don't get it. All right. I believe that things do need to change as well. Things just need to change, guys. There needs to be a lot of changes in the world. Okay. Because I'm just getting fed up. Really getting fed up of all this drama going on in Australian politics. Apparently, does Nigel Farage want Elon Musk out or something like that, as I was reading lately? But I think Elon Musk has done such a great job with Tesla. Okay. Oh no, well, could it be that Elon Musk is looking for Nigel Farage to be replaced as a Reform Party leader to save the UK? Okay. All world politics is in a shit situation. Different countries are voting different governments in. Justin Trudeau resigned as the Canadian Prime Minister. I do apologize if I pronounced that wrong. It could be a lot of things why he resigned. Pressure. Okay. But what I don't like too, that this woke culture, what they've tried to do in Australia is get rid of Australia Day. I think in Victoria, like I know there was some pubs and clubs that wouldn't even want to acknowledge Australia Day. Woolworths, Coles last year pulling down Australia Day merchandise. You can probably hear a storm in the background. Okay. Yeah, just to me, it's just really un-Australian to not be celebrating Australia Day, because Australia Day is an important day for Australia. All right. Now, politics, whenever you get politics involved in life, things get complicated and messy. But speaking of politics this week, Liverpool Council, our garbage yesterday was late to be collected. Funny enough, our red bin was just late. The garbage man was late, and I ring the council, so the garbage hasn't been collected. What's happened? And running late, so I don't know what happened. Have you guys ever experienced that where you haven't had your garbage collected? Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? It just seems that this Albanese government, he hasn't announced the next federal election yet. These last 4 years have been, obviously, cost of living has been the main problem for Australians. The whole world, actually, with inflation. Now, there's talks that Anthony Albanese wants to make NBN better again. I'd ask the Prime Minister this question: why are streaming services getting more expensive? Who can remember the days of Netflix when Netflix was $10 a month? Now, how come we're paying? It's probably nearly $20 a month, and it's just going to keep going up and up and up. And then, like South Park did, the streaming wars. Remember the streaming wars? They exactly predicted what streaming services are going to do. Exactly how they predicted it. Yeah, I get it. During the pandemic, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Apple TV apparently invested all this money into the company, but at the end of the day, well, they're supposed to make a profit. People assume that, yeah, it's cheaper to go and stream for Disney Plus. I can remember when it was like, what, $10 a month? Yeah, cheaper to actually stream instead of going to buy your movies. And why not? But now it's gotten to the point where streaming is just going to be so competitive, kind of like another cable television. And what I find so frustrating, and I can't understand on cable streaming, is advertising. You're paying money and you still get advertising. Like, what? And it just drives you nuts. Okay. It yeah, it really just drives you nuts. Part of the reason I don't even subscribe to too many streaming services. Only the Sony network, and that's it. Because it gets to the point where I just, I'm over it. Okay. It's to me, I feel that people should have a right to their entertainment. But now, why is it that it's just gotten complicated. Streaming now in Australia, well, across the whole world, has gotten way too expensive. All right. Weather right now, 24 degrees Celsius. You should have seen the moon last night. It was a nice full moon. Today was a top of 21 degree. Today was a low of 21 degrees. It was a top of 32. Tomorrow will be showers 40 predicted, low of 20, top of 33 degrees. Thursday showers, low of 17, top of 24 degrees Celsius. Friday, I think there's wind, low of 15, top of 24 degrees. Saturday, showers, low of 18 degrees, top of 24. Sunday, sunny, partly cloudy, a low of 16 degrees, top of 24. Monday, sunny, a low of 14 degrees, top of 26 degrees. Tuesday, sunny, partly cloudy, low of 15 degrees, top of 29 degrees. Wednesday, sunny, low of 17, top of 31. Thursday, sunny, partly cloudy, a low of 21, top of 32. Wind is 4 kilometers an hour. Precipitation 2 millimeters in the last 24 hours. 6 millimeters expected in the next 24 hours. Feels like 26 because the humidity is making it warmer. The sunrise today was 6:01 a.m. Sunset 8:11 p.m. Next moon set will be at 6:48 a.m. Visibility 21 kilometers an hour. Humidity 75%. The dew point is 20 right now. Yeah, so that's the complicated system that we're facing as Australians for this next federal election. I just hope things can be restored properly, because it seems to me oh god, bunch of idiots speeding on their motorbikes. It seems to me that there's just a lot of failed promises, and yeah, that's just what we've had to put up with. And as I tell you guys, about streaming services getting too expensive, well, there you go. Unfortunately, streaming has just become only a business, and when it's a business and that's all they care about is their profit margin, well, the best solution is then don't stream. So I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode of the podcast as well. Please subscribe. I've got a new single out called The Eye of Providence. You can stream it. You can buy it on Bandcamp. You can purchase it as royalty-free on Motion Elements or Pond5 as well. If you'd like to support my music, you can buy it from Bandcamp or iTunes. Please give me a follow on Spotify. Share any of your favorite podcast episodes on social media. Wish everyone all the best. And bye for now. All right, thanks for listening to today's episode of the podcast. I thought to end this show, I'm going to play a song that I wrote called Black Heaven. You can purchase Black Heaven on Bandcamp. You can stream it on Spotify, Tidal Music, iHeartRadio, or wherever you want to stream your music. You can also purchase the track for royalty-free on Pond5 and Motion Elements. So I hope you enjoy.